Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about tripling your income. You can actually do that in many cases through VA benefits, excluding your VA disability compensation. So there are other benefits out there that can lead you to higher income. One of my favorite avenues here is VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a few different things here and how you can really capitalize on VA benefits to help drive more income, more money into your house. So let's talk about it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help the channel expand its reach. And I appreciate it, right? At the end of the day, it takes all of us to make anything really happen. So with that, thanks so much. And thank you to all you members. I appreciate your support as well. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is an example. And this is a great example because it's something that can happen very quickly and generate high income for those that are interested. And that is the Automotive Dealership Institute. I've talked about it before. The quick bullet points are, look, you can earn national average income as a finance manager, which they train you to be in 4 weeks. Average income, $200,000, a little over $200,000. $200,472 was reported by NADA. Takes 4 weeks to complete the course with an over 90% job placement assistance with an over 90% success rate. Those are all huge and important aspects. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't know anything about being a finance manager, right? That is the whole purpose of this program, and so much so that the Veterans Affairs has allowed VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment, and Post 9/11 GI Bill to utilize this service training from the Automotive Dealership Institute, 4-week program for you to go to it, and they'll pay for it, right? Either through Post 9/11 or through VR&E. At the end of the day, you end up getting a diploma, right, from the institution. So they sent me a sample one. So this is a sample diploma that you would get from the Automotive Dealership Institute, which certifies that you have completed all of the different curriculum and coursework that is really up to date. I will tell you this, if you have been around for any amount of time, you know that the speed of the workforces out there are moving quicker in a lot of cases than your standard 4-year educational institution. By the time you start and end, the technology has already moved past you. So I get it. There are some situations in which you need to have a 4-year degree. You need to go get your master's. You need a doctorate, right? I get it. There's obviously those are options for folks for specific job types. This is not that. This is, hey, look, I want to get 4 weeks of intense training on specific industry so I can then leapfrog into it with cutting edge technology and understanding of how it all works within that 4-week period. What type of things would you learn? I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through a couple more things with ADI. Then I'm going to shift over to Veterans Readiness and Employment and really kind of highlight, because I don't know. I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't really realize that VR&E is actually a fantastic option. And also, like the VA, look, they don't always get it right every single time. Well, they are part of the VA. So in some cases, you might need to take a knee, readjust, and then go after it again. And what I mean by that is then you might get denied the first time. There's no harm in applying again. I applied for VR&E 1 time, denied, 2 times, denied, 3 times, finally got approved. This was, I don't even know, 6 years ago or so. So this is something that you need to understand as well. Now, what kind of things are you going to learn at ADI, the Automotive Dealership Institute? You're going to learn things like financing, prime and subprime, deal structuring, desking deals, prime and subprime lending, legal compliance, the finance and insurance software hands-on training, which that is super valuable, leasing, credit report analysis, loan process and funding, and then obviously there will be all kinds of other things that you will learn while you're in there, and you're going to build a network of people that you know and you can reach out to. Now, one of the most, I think, important things of all of this is the fact that they have job placement assistance. This job placement assistance is worth its weight in gold. This is the way that I look at it. If you want to live in a different city, a different county, a different state, usually the biggest piece to that puzzle is finding employment there. This is how you do it, right? You have that conversation during the job placement assistance portion, and help find they'll help you find a job in an area that you want to live. They will help you prepare your professional resume. They'll conduct mock interviews and coaching. They'll provide ongoing job placement assistance. And it says here, it does not matter if you graduated last week or 5 years ago, ADI will always be available to help you sharpen your interview skills and assist you in preparing a resume that stands out from the crowd. Their mission is to ensure that you have the greatest chance of getting the automotive career that you desire. So they are committed to you. And look, they're super veteran friendly, and they have a veteran liaison that works there. This is why I talk about them, because I think that sometimes we don't think there's any avenue out of where we're at, right? So let's shift that over to VR&E. If you have service-connected conditions, and any one of those conditions or all of them together or a portion of them are impacting your ability to maintain a gainful employment, then VR&E can absolutely be an option to help bridge that gap into new employment. Now, a great example here to understand how VR&E works is, let's say that you were a mechanic in the military, right? So just as an example. So you're a mechanic in the military, you get out, you're a mechanic. Well, now you have some service-connected disabilities that are inhibiting your ability to continue to be a mechanic, whatever it is. And so maybe you go, I like certain aspects, to keep this kind of same example rolling. I like aspects in this environment. I like the people, that I work with. There's whatever it is that you like about the automotive industry. Maybe you were a mechanic at a dealership, right? So anyway, you could go to VR&E, explain to them that, look, I can't keep working. I had to keep cutting down my hours. I need to work more, but I physically just can't do that. I understand, the automotive industry, for example, and you don't have to, but this is, just to kind of roll with it. You can have that conversation with the VR&E counselor, and they're going to go, hey, look, you can't keep doing that. You express a desire in this. You have the wherewithal to understand and process, and you can function and get all the pieces that you need for becoming a finance manager. Let's roll you into that. You can get it done in 4 weeks at ADI. That's great. So then that pushes you forward, right? So what do you need to qualify for VR&E? Well, one, you have to have not had a dishonorable discharge, and you must have at least a 10% rating from the VA. Now, again, like I said, that whatever your service-connected condition or conditions are, those need to be really inhibiting your ability to work. So when the VA receives your VR&E application, they'll schedule that initial interview with you with a vocational rehabilitation counselor. They are essentially the gatekeeper, right? They, from my experience, don't like to feel as though VR&E is an education program. They really are focused on that it's an employment program, and if education is the tool to get you to that employment, then that's what it is. So moving on, there's a couple different things that I want to throw out to you. And don't let this discourage you. Apply even if you think you don't, and let them tell you no. There is a 12-year rule here, and it says if you were discharged from active duty before January 1st, 2013, your basic period of eligibility ends 12 years from one of these dates. It's usually the latter of these two dates, so I'm going to give you the first one, then we'll go to the second. The date you received notice of your date of separation from active duty is 12 years from that, or 12 years from the date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating. The date you received your first VA service-connected disability rating, the 12-year mark runs. That is January 1st, 2013, if you discharged prior to that. Now, if you have a serious employment handicap, that may be waived, so that's why I am saying, apply no matter what. If you discharged from active duty on or after January 1st, 2013, the 12-year basic period of eligibility does not apply to you. So with that, glad I was able to share that with you. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you so very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.